Now, there is currently something happening in the PC gaming space that I wasn't really expecting. Myth Wukong, the pretty looking monkey game, is absolutely shredding Steam charts right now, like to an insane degree. I figured this game would be popular. I figured this game would have a big following, especially on PC. You know, basically any Souls-like or Souls-light type game like this is going to have a big following on Steam. But this big of a following? This is ridiculous. And frankly, I'll take it. As an enjoyer of Souls-likes and Souls-lights, I'll take this. I like seeing the genre succeed. I like seeing gameplay first experiences like this, you know, completely separate from anything you feel about the game itself, about any of the weird drama surrounding this game, because there was a bunch of really just stupid drama surrounding this game, completely separate from the Denuvo situation, which I have a lot of problems with, but just this game on its own. I absolutely love seeing gameplay first experiences shred player counts like this and shred sales charts like this. I love seeing the example be set that players around the world want gameplay first experiences from the AAA industry. I love seeing that example be set. So all other things aside, I'm happy about this. I absolutely encourage the monkey game to keep going the way it's going. But if you read the title of this video, you might be a little confused. Joe, how could this be if PC players don't buy games? Also, what? Who's saying PC gamers don't buy games? Obviously PC gamers buy games because that's why companies keep porting games to the PC. That's why companies keep releasing games on the PC. They wouldn't be doing that if there was no money to be made. Well, dear viewer, the other day, when news came out that Myth Wukong was doing super well on Steam and setting a bunch of records on Steam, a handful of people who are still buying into this delusion that console gaming is like the ultimate peak of gaming and that PC gaming is just dumb and nobody actually PC games, even though there's way more PC gamers worldwide than console gamers, even though every single new console, evolution, every new piece of console hardware is literally just the consoles catching up to the PC. There are still people out there who insist that PC gamers are all just a bunch of filthy pirates who don't actually buy the games, and that companies are destroying themselves by porting games to PC or releasing games on PC or supporting the PC in any way. Which is why, in response to the news that Myth Wukong is doing really well on Steam, a decently sized number of people took that as the opportunity to remind everyone that PC gamers don't actually buy games, while literally staring down the barrel of evidence that PC gamers buy games. Like, let's just think about this. You see that Myth Wukong is selling like crazy, is being played like crazy, is setting concurrent player count records and sales records on Steam, a PC platform, and your response to this is that no, don't listen to them. PC gamers are still pirates who don't buy games. Do you think I'm exaggerating? Do you think I'm making this up? Do you think people actually weren't doing this? Well, dear viewer, strap yourself into your chair with a steel-bound seatbelt because I'm going to blow your butthole off of your butt. I don't know why I said that. Anyways, German Strands tweets out a screenshot of the Steam chart, says Myth Wukong is absolute cinema. Gets a response from someone named Chad Play who says, PC gamers don't buy games. You're impressed by this small number on Steam. Meanwhile, on PS5 consoles, there must be at least 5 million players. Which I think is funny. You're saying that the Steam numbers are unimpressive and small, while you literally just admit that you don't know the PS5 numbers. You're saying, oh, PS5, there must be at least 5 million, but where are you getting that number from? Oh, there must be 5 million because I said so. Oh, don't worry, Chad Play said so. Let's keep going. Final Fantasy XVI had 3 million players on PS5 in 3 days, but on PC it won't even reach 100,000. Sony is wasting its time releasing games for PC. So, Final Fantasy had 3 million players in 3 days. Myth Wukong gets 1.4 concurrent in, 1 day, 2 days? I don't actually remember what day this came out, or at least by the time this screenshot was taken. But 1.4 million concurrent players, not total players, concurrent players, 1.4 million, which means the actual buyer count is way more than 1.4 million, because obviously everyone who bought this game is not going to be playing it 24/7. That's not how games work. That's not how humans work. We don't have exact sales numbers yet, But the fact that 1.4 million people concurrently are playing this game means that the sales numbers are way, way higher than that. Because how many people are taking breaks? How many people finished it already? Probably not that many, but how many people bought the game, played a bit, and then went to bed? How many people bought the game and are currently installing it? How many people saw that concurrent player count and were like, oh, I should pick that game up, and are going to buy it right now? 1.4 million concurrent does not equal 1.4 million sold. You're talking Final Fantasy 13, 3 million total sales in 3 days. Black Myth Wukong is over here with 1.4 million concurrent players right now, which means the sales are way higher than that. And you are calling this a small number. You call 1.4 million concurrent players a small number, but are also then jacking off over 3 million total on the PS5. Do I have that right? Do I have that correctly? Let's keep going. Hello, I'm interrupting this video to remind you that this channel is sponsored by 4D Gaming. If you would like a really nice mousepad, go to 4dgaming.com and use code Joe for a discount. This channel is also sponsored by Glitch Energy. It's basically G Fuel, but better, so go to Glitch Energy and use code Joe for a discount. Thank you for letting me interrupt your content. I'll let you keep watching it now. After the game passed 1 million concurrent players on Steam, I quote tweeted the news from Shinobi and said I would love to hear the PC gamers don't buy games spin on this one, not actually thinking anybody would argue with me, but oh, don't worry, someone tried, because Thel Van Dam responded to me and says, you guys don't. How many times do you see this happen? BG3, Helldivers 2, Alan Wake 2? Just because one game achieves this doesn't mean you guys buy games. And I love when people do this. I love when people tell me, literally, tell me personally that I don't buy games. You are literally responding to me, a person who buys games, and you're telling me that I don't buy games. Oh, my bad. Guess that money will just go back into my pocket then for all those games I definitely didn't buy, apparently. But I love this. Just because one game achieves this after you listed several other games? Question mark? Also, Alan Wake 2. Are you not paying attention? Alan Wake 2 didn't do shit on PC. Alan Wake 2 might as well have not even come out on PC. And you're using that as evidence that PC gamers buy games? If Alan Wake 2's PC numbers are high enough for you to be like, yeah, well, that one was an exception. Holy shit, PC gamers buy everything then. Are you stupid? But yes, apparently, PC gamers don't actually buy games, and Black Myth Wukong, Baldur's Gate, Helldivers, and Alan Wake are just exceptions to the rule that we don't buy games, which means nobody bought GTA on PC, nobody bought Cyberpunk on PC, nobody buys the Dark Souls games, nobody bought Elden Ring, nobody bought Starfield. Like, just look around you. There is so much money being made on PC. PC gamers are so willing to buy games, they're spending money on Call of Duty. Guys, I thought we were better than that. But the reason I love this comment so much is that you contradict yourself in your own post. And you don't notice it. You say this only happened for one game after you listed other games. But also what you're doing here is you're just admitting that you don't care about reality, because you are literally listing examples of your ideology being wrong and then reiterating that you still think you're right. PC gamers don't buy games, except for all the games they do buy. Those don't count. Like, what? Homie, why do you care so much? I'm sorry I said homie. I'm really sorry I said that. It's my first day back from vacation. I just got back from Maui. I've been swimming with turtles. I've been drinking Mai Tais. I've been discovering how delicious rum is and feeling like a pirate. But just, God, I'm always amazed at how eager some people are to do this. It makes no sense. What purpose does it serve? But don't worry, there's more. Nib95 tweets out screenshots of the concurrent player counts and says Black Myth Wukong is a massive success, already reaching 4th highest peak concurrent players of all time on Steam. Gets a response from Tim Ward with the Ghost of Tsushima profile picture, and whose bio literally says Sony Interactive Entertainment, says, I think it shows how starved PC gamers have been for a new quality single player game. which I think is funny because you guys are definitely not going to be keeping this same energy the next time a single player game comes out on console and does well. Like, look at the top selling games on Steam of 2023. PC gamers were buying the shit out of single player games. Look at the Steam top sellers charts. We continue to buy the shit out of single player games. But again, I'm not expecting you guys to keep this same energy the next time the next, cinematic Sony third person action game comes out and does really well. If the next Sony game comes out and does really well, I don't expect you to turn around and be like, man, I sure was starved for a good new single player experience. No one was starved. A new game just came out. It's not that deep. Here's a thread. This one's fun. Nose says, but PC gamers don't buy games, and has a screenshot of the Steam DB numbers for Black Myth Wukong. Gets a response from someone named Mr. Johnson with the Last of Us profile picture, so you know this take is going to be phenomenal. Says, PC gamer has been starving for games. Finally got one. Yes, PC gamers have been starving for games, even though we have all of our games and all of your games. We're starving for games, even though we have all of your games and more. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this one works out for you. Nose responds, says, I think you've been seriously misinformed, but it's okay. You can learn new things every day. Mr. Johnson responds, would love to know any good games that you can't play on console. So, nice attempt at moving the goalposts there. The initial point you were making was that PC gamers are starving for games, but now you're saying we're starving for exclusives, I think is the point you're making, or games that you can't play on console, which is still not a great point. There are a lot of PC exclusive games in the AA, in the AAA, in the indie sphere. There is a laundry list of PC exclusive games that aren't on console and probably never will be on console. But then on top of that, we also have the laundry list of games from previous consoles that we can emulate, console games that you don't have anymore on console, but we do. So I'm not really sure why you even tried to move the goalposts here, because this is an infinitely stupider goalpost. But Nose says, that was not the point you were originally trying to make here, mate, but to answer your question, I honestly don't know and don't care. Bragging about exclusives, dumb to me. Mr. Johnson says, it was my point. This game is the first since Elden Ring that caused any big hype, so yeah, point proven. So Black Myth Wukong is the first game to cause any big hype on PC since Elden Ring, which means, Starfield, that didn't happen. Armored Core, that didn't happen. RE4 Make, which sold tremendously on PC, that didn't happen. Dragon's Dogma, that sold tremendously on PC, that didn't happen. Baldur's Gate, didn't Baldur's Gate come out after Elden Ring? No, that didn't happen. Wasn't it 5 seconds ago that there was that big MMO thing? What was it called? Last Descendant? That didn't happen. God, you guys are something else. You guys are something else, and I don't understand it. Rep tweets out the screenshot, says, but PC gamers don't buy games. I assume they're being sarcastic here. Vamos Real, who says, yep, you plebs and peasants are proudly pirating and stealing them, you dirty thieves. Skull emoji, ain't that right? At a couple people, thrash at someone, is spitting facts here at someone else. So we're literally staring at evidence that people are buying the game, because even if you want to say that, I don't know, half of the copies of Black Myth Wukong are pirated. Even if you want to say that the game is cracked already and that it's being spread around like crazy and that's how this Steam number is getting so high, even if you want to say that 50% of the player base of Black Myth Wukong is pirated, that still means over 700,000 concurrent players bought it legitimately, and as we established earlier in the video, 700,000 concurrent is way more than 700,000 sales. And the game just came out, and this is only on one platform. I do not understand what point you're trying to make. It doesn't make sense. But they get another response from someone named Eskiboy. In response to someone saying that PC gamers don't buy games, he says they buy cheap keys, which the game just came out. Keys are not that much cheaper than buying it through Steam, but also if we bought a key, that means we still bought the game. You say, you're arguing against the fact that PC gamers buy games, and your argument is that they buy games. Are you stupid? What? By this logic, you have to discount console players who buy games on sale or who buy games used. But you're not going to do that because that's a stupid thing to do. Why are the rules different for PC? I don't get it. Okay, look, I had no interest in playing the monkey game. I really just didn't care. And after I made this video about how much I hate de novo, you can probably guess some of the reasons as to why I didn't care about the monkey game. But like I said earlier, I encourage the monkey game to do well because I want a gameplay first experience like this to be setting a positive example in the industry. And if you seriously, genuinely, truly believe that PC gamers don't buy games, I just don't know what to tell you at this point. I just don't get it anymore. But this was fun. My brain's only a little bit dead. Welcome back from vacation, Joe. Here's the stupidest takes you've seen all year. All right, toodles.